we grew really close very fast. I would say he's probably the main people I talk to around here. But yeah, it was fun playing with him in Summer League when I got the chance. And he's a great person off the court, so I'm excited to continue to build that journey with him.
Jacob, over here, you killed it on the glass in Summer League, averaging over 7 a game. How can we see that level of play, specifically on the glass, translate to both the Hawks and the Skyhawks this upcoming season?
I mean, it's something you can't teach, and like that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be a hustle player and put in a lot of effort. So that's what I'm gonna do. Whenever I'm on the court, I'm gonna just showcase that I could provide that effort that it takes to, grab the rebounds, get the 50-50 balls, whatever it is that the team needs.
Hello, everyone. Opening comments. Nah, I got nothing. I need questions.
Welcome back. Just what was your focus this summer, especially with so many new additions that are going to expand your role in different ways?
Yeah, this summer was really fun for me because, my first 2 summers I had a World Cup and Olympics, so I didn't really get time off just to work on my game, and this summer I was able to just go out there and work with my trainer, work on my game. And yeah, I was able to go and make improvements in a lot of areas of my game. I worked a lot on my mid-range game, being able to get to spots, different pickups, different footwork, getting into shots, trying to develop that offensive bag, and I think that's been the main focus for me this summer. My defense is always going to be my backbone. That's what has got me to where I am today. So, just building my offensive game. It's been a lot of shots, a lot of different pickups, a lot of different footwork, a lot of different finishing. So yeah, just building that all-round game that I'm going to be able to come in and play. Obviously, playing off guys like Trae and having KP coming this year, Nickeil, Luke. Like, we got a great team. We're very deep this year. So just trying to fit into my role better and play it at the best of my ability.
Dyson, like you said, your defense is your backbone, but you can always consistently strengthen your strengths while also strengthening your weaknesses. When it comes to your defense, what are you working on, kind of taking to the next level? We all know that you're a great perimeter defender, but obviously you can also improve on some things. So what are you looking at improving when it comes to your defense this season?
Yeah, so I watched a lot of film. Something that I've really, focused on this year is where can we be better team defensively? Where can I help the team more? And obviously, I can go out there and get steals and make plays like that, but when it comes down to getting a stop, like, we need to be in the right positions for each other. We need to, have each other's back and rotate for each other. And for me, I'm trying to see, points where I can be better at help defense. Where should I rotate from? Should I not rotate there? Where can I hold my teammates accountable to rotate from? And for me, coming into that this year, I want to be a leader on that end of the floor. I want to be more vocal, and I want to be able to, tell people, hey, no, like, we're not rotating from here. We need to come here. You need to fly around. You need to, close out short here. Like, just little things and like on-ball defense. Trying to fight through screens better, keep my matchup. And yeah, we got a good defensive group. With KP coming in this year that can protect the rim, and yeah, we're gonna change a few things, I'm sure, on that end of the floor, because we need to be a better team defensively. But it starts with having like a leader on that end of the floor and being able to hold each other accountable.
You just spoke on some of the new additions with KP and Nickeil being here. Of course, you're well regarded as one of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA, but adding those 2 guys to the roster, what are some things you're looking forward to as far as giving teams a headache on the defensive end of the ball?
Yeah, I mean, defense is fun. When you're getting stops, you're getting steals, blocks, flying around and creating easy offense, that's fun, and that's energy for the team. So bringing in those guys is only going to help us. And obviously, Nickeil, an elite on-ball defender, KP, elite rim protector. Like, these guys, they're going to help us tremendously. And for us, it's just about building that chemistry, knowing what our tendencies are on defense, and figuring each other out. Like, obviously KP is going to be at the rim, but I'm not just going to send my guy to there and rely on KP to be there. It's about him knowing when to help me as well. And obviously Nickeil, we can switch things and pick up full court and make life difficult. So I think there's just so many different routes that we have this year that we can take, and it's going to be exciting. So I'm looking forward to it.
Dyson, you talked multiple times last year about kind of wanting to remind people, like, you had played point guard in the past. With this team not having a traditional backup point guard and a lot of different ball handlers, how much do you want to be involved in kind of that aspect of the game?
Yeah, I mean, basketball is so positionless now, and I was a point guard, growing up, my whole career, and that's something that I've always been, and I think point guards a lot about having feel for the game, and you're gonna have point guards that have the best handles, that are scorers. You're gonna have passing point guards. Like, there's so many different aspects to it, and me being able to when Trae goes off and back up him, and just playing fast as a point guard, getting us into offense, being able to get downhill, create for everyone. Like, point guard doesn't have to be the person that walks it up the floor and gets us in a set. And sometimes you got to do that when teams are going on a run. But it's just about knowing the game, knowing how the flow is going, knowing what the team needs at certain times, and I think one of my strengths as a point guard is just being able to, play fast. We got, Jalen, who can play fast. We got, Zacc like Gueye. We got athletic wings who can get out and run. And I think, especially like at times in Trae's off the floor, those are where we can take advantage of, being able to use our size and length and get out and play fast. So, me knowing that I can play point guard and I've done that in the past. I think my years now, I'm going into year 4, I'm starting to feel more comfortable at that position, and I know what to expect at that position. So it's just about building on that and giving Trae, being able to have coach trust that Trae can go off and someone's able to be disciplined and run that spot.
Hey Dyson, first off, I just want to say it's crazy that after a season where you set the league record in deflections, #1 in ISO stop, #1 in drive stop on like the highest matchup difficulty in the league. It's crazy that you want to continue to get better. And I want to ask you a question particularly about I believe you're a very ethical defender. What I mean by that is you don't really embellish calls. I don't usually see you talk a lot of trash, but Nickeil Alexander-Walker is in the 99th percentile in offensive fouls drawn. You're in the 99th percentile in steals, but you don't typically take those offensive fouls. Do you see an area for that to grow in where, you might want to manipulate the rules just a little bit? Is that something you think you may add to your game when you're navigating screens and drawing those types of fouls?
Yeah, absolutely. And I still think I got so much more improvement on that end of the floor. Obviously, I think I have the tools to, be able to do it all. It's just about, the game moves fast and you got to make quick decisions out there. And, it's like half a second. You got to choose whether you're going up to, contest, whether you're going to, step in and take a charge. And that's something I want to do more. And the offensive game evolving, obviously there's people elite at drawing fouls the past couple of years. And so I think one of my strengths is keeping people off the free throw line, not fouling people, and being able to contest shots, without fouling. And something that I do want to do better is, draw more offensive, calls, whether it be coming over, taking a charge, whether it be, basketball's flopping. Like you got to know if you get hit wrong on a screen, like you got to sell it. Otherwise, you're not going to get the calls. So it's about knowing when I can do that stuff and knowing when I have to be disciplined, fight through things, get back in front. So there's still so much more improvement I think I have in me. And like I said, it's all about making quick decisions out there and making the right decisions. So I'm looking forward to, the game slowing down even more this year and being able to go out and execute that.
Dyson, we saw you as a correspondent for the NBA during the finals. Just what was that experience like for you, and will you be joining us on the media side? And
it's hard, I got to give you guys credit. That's hard, trying to think of questions on the spot and stuff like that. But, I really enjoyed doing that, just to see the different side of, the media and everything that goes into the behind the scenes with the camera work and film and stuff like that. It was really cool. And obviously, I want to be there on the players' side, but just to experience the atmosphere of the finals, and it was just a whole nother level. And I hope I'm not joining, the media side anytime soon, but I did have some fun, yeah.
Dyson, back here. I'm curious, looking back to last season, what was it specifically about this team and organization that made you so comfortable to play the role you needed to, but also progress as a player? Because I have to believe whatever your answer is, it's going to be the foundation this season to help you become that vocal leader that you're wanting to be. Yeah, 100%. Coach Q was huge for me. Coming into this year, last year, he gave me so much confidence in myself. He gave me that starting role. He wanted me to go out there and just be myself. Like, he's never told me not to shoot a shot. He's never told me not to go out there and make a play. Like, he gives me so much, confidence in myself. And, as well as Coach Q, is also just about me and my mindset coming into the year, knowing that I wasn't happy with my first, 2 years that I had in New Orleans. I wasn't myself. I wasn't the aggressive self I could have been. I felt like I'd taken a step back. So, if I wanted to change my career around and go out there and be that impact player I know I could be, it was about, just going out there, playing free, not being, afraid of anyone. And that's what I did. And I'm looking to build on that every year. And I know what it takes now. And this organization's been great. My teammates are great. They give me, so much, confidence. The front office, everyone's easy to talk to in this organization. And it just feels like home. Like, you come in every day, you want to be there, you want to work, you want to stay around, you want to talk to people. And when you're in that sort of environment, it makes it a lot easier to, flourish out there.
Dyson, we've seen your company have a couple clothing drops during the summer. How cool is it to see guys like Muhammad Gueye, even today, come and wearing your stuff and having that support for you?
It's great, having my teammates support me with, the clothing line. I always, show them stuff and they love it. They always want stuff. So I'm gonna continue to, get them things. And fashion's like I love doing that outside of basketball. I love my clothing line. It's something I've always wanted to do. So to have that up and running and my teammates supporting and people supporting it, it means a lot to me. And yeah, it's just one of my passions that I have outside of basketball that I'm able to, take my mind off the game a little bit and go out there and be creative. So, thank you.
Hello.
Mo, good morning. So in your exit interview last season, you mentioned your spacing on both ends is something you improved on. What's an area of your game this summer that you specifically want to improve going into this season?
Good morning. I think every aspect really, just being a better basketball player, being a threat. Like Coach said, be a hooper, not just focus on I got to do this and do that. Just be a better overall player.
Hey Mo, back here. All right. How you doing? Just talk about a little bit of your off-season program as well as were you able to get into the weight room to try to build up some upper body strength?
It was a fun program. I had a lot of fun. I did not do a lot of traveling. Unfortunately, I was stuck here, but I had some great work in. I spent the whole off season out here, put some muscle, trying to maybe to eat 5 times a day, but it was great. I did put a couple pounds on. I'm not gonna tell y'all how much, but I did a little, so it was good.
Mo, with you taking a step up last year and filling in for Jalen a lot after the injury, are you prepared to take a bigger role this season as well?
Yes, sir. I'm always ready for whatever happens. I try to be the best player I can be, my best version. And, unfortunately, Jalen went down last year. Hopefully we stay healthy this year and trying to get all the way.
Mo, back here. Obviously a big acquisition for this team, getting Kristaps Porzingis. I'm just wondering what you feel like you may be able to learn from him as somebody who has obviously championship experience and just been in the league a long time as a big in this league.
Yes, sir. I think I'm going to be able to learn a lot, especially stretching the floor. He's one of the best to do it in the league. He's a champ. He just came back from the Euros, so I'm just going to be a sponge, be next to him. Probably annoying him a couple times, but I'm going to learn a lot.
Obviously, there are a couple of other guys that they added this year, too, with Luke and Nickeil, and they're both great shooters as well. What do you hope to pick their brains about as shot mechanics and just being an efficient shooter?
Honestly, I'm just excited to learn from Luke, Nickeil. We spent a couple days in Canada together. Luke got a strap, man. He don't miss. So I'm just excited to learn their routine, how they get to that level, and hopefully I'm gonna get there.
I was asking something different. Dyson was just saying, and people talked about you wearing some of his apparel. What does it mean to support your teammate that way?
Honestly, if he wasn't comfortable, I wouldn't wear it. His clothes is really nice, I would say. It's one of my favorite brands now, so I'm just trying to be a good guy, I guess.
What would you say was your biggest takeaway maybe from last year, maybe one of the bigger lessons that you have learned after you concluded the season last season, that now you look back at it and you reflect at it and you're like, you know what, this is a big part of my development or improving? What would that be from last season? How can you capitalize on it this season?
Honestly, staying healthy and just be like more hungry, like just knowing that we can get there. Last year, obviously, we had a lot of people injured and we was almost there. And this year, just knowing that we got a lot more help, and we got JJ healthy, and hopefully we get the job done. Thank you.
What's going on? How y'all doing?
Welcome back, Keaton. How are you doing? And how was your summer? We saw you get to spend a lot of time with Trae out in Oklahoma or wherever it was you guys got to hang out. So what did you learn from that experience?
I learned a lot. He's been in the league for a long time, and being around a guy like that, you can just learn and soak up all the knowledge you can.
Hey, Keaton, you had that over here. You had that triple-double at the end of last season. Did that provide any motivation for you just this off-season, getting the chance to show that again on a nightly basis?
It did. It was a confidence boost for me, just knowing that I felt like I belonged on the floor. All the hard work that I put in, had paid off. And, it was just a lot of motivation for me in that game.
What was your kind of on-court focus and development as far as getting your, growing your game this summer? Anything in particular?
I would say making reads, just getting in the paint, things like that, working on my footwork in the paint, being able to see the floor a little bit better, seeing where guys are in help defense, pick and roll reads, making sure I'm getting the ball to the right people at the right time. So things like that.
Keaton, wanted to ask you, how cool is it to see your brother win a championship?
Nah, it's amazing. I think they had a ring ceremony coming up soon. I won't be able to make it, unfortunately, but it's lit. This is my blood brother, so we went through a lot together growing up. This is always our dream, and I'm just proud of him. And we've actually finna play him at the end of this month, so yeah, we're gonna play him.
Hey, Keaton. So, what was the number one thing I think going into the offseason that you wanted to show, or you and Quinn and the guys talked about, that you, when you get the opportunity this season, whether that's the Skyhawks or the Hawks, that you want to show when you get on the floor outside of your defensive intensity?
I would say just being a better point guard, being a leader, being a general on the floor, leading the second group. And if somebody goes down, being able to be the next man up, to step up and fill in a role. So that was the main focus as far as the coaching staff and things like that. So I'm just ready to get to work and ready for the season.
Keaton, this is not so much basketball related, but Summer League, it looked like you and Coach Quinn had like a handshake or something going on there. I was just wondering, what has your relationship been like with him? And do you guys have a special handshake, or were you teaching him a handshake? What was going on?
We got a handshake now. That's my dog. Through the whole summer, we've been in contact and communication, just sharing different ideas, things like that. But nah, that's my dog, Coach Quinn. He a real one. Appreciate y'all.
I think for us, it's going to be important to just be competitive every night. I think the last couple of years we learned that, every single win and loss matter. It doesn't matter against who we going for against. We just got to be competitive and play the hardest basketball we can.
How was your experience playing in Eurobasket this summer?
Yeah, I mean it didn't go well. Pretty. It wasn't pretty, but it was a good experience. It was a lot different than playing here. Obviously, being the main focus of the other team. The team prepared well for me, and they were physical. And like I said, it was a good experience. Although the result was not the best.
Vit, so you've had many different roles in your career, and here just in Atlanta over the last 2 years. How have you been able to balance, having all these roles, being adaptable while also establishing an identity as a player?
Yeah, I think honestly that's one of the main things for me in my career, just to know what your role is. I think there's a lot of players that can do a lot of different things that what makes them great, but I think for players like me, it's important to know what the team needs from you and do those things well. So if it's 2 things they need, 3, 4 things, just focus on those things and be the best you can be, because every team needs you in a little bit different situation, right? So like I said, just knowing your role, knowing what the team needs you to do, and be the best at it you can.
Vit, over the past couple of seasons, we've seen you take a jump offensively and defensively. Going into this season, what do you look forward to taking the biggest jump in?
Just being more comfortable on offense, just being more comfortable with handling the ball, and be more comfortable with making decisions. So that's just the role that I'm trying to be comfortable in now, and like I said, just trying to be the best I can be in the role that the team needs me to be.
Back here. With gaining Kristaps Porzingis as a teammate this year, just in the off season and as into the season, what are some things you think you could learn from him, just to help expand and become an even better player into this year?
I think his professionalism. I think he's been in the league for a long time, and he can bring a lot of good habits into our team. And I think that's what we got to all learn from him. Just that professionalism.
Hey Vit, over here. You already talked about how the experience in Eurobasket was extremely valuable. Was being in that different role, did you kind of learn anything new specifically about your game, especially heading into this season where we've got high hopes?
Like I said, it's just being comfortable with that physicality. I think that's what Eurobasket teaches me, and I'm excited for this year. I mean, we got a really good group of guys, and like I said, I think for us it's just going to be that mindset of being competitive every single night. By the way, I love your podcast.
Hey, Vit, I think that what I've kind of noticed that when Vit gets hot and he gets rolling, you better put somebody on him. But that also comes with some energy, some animation, sometimes some other things. How do you think that kind of rubs off on this team? When things really get going for you, sometimes it kind of puts this team in a different mode. How do you kind of describe what your energy does for this team?
Yeah, I play a lot with emotions, so I love basketball. So when I get hot or when things go well, I play with that passion. I think for us, what's going to be important is when we're going to hit those rough patches, which every team does in a year. I think that's going to be important for us to, keep remembering. We love playing basketball. We want to be competitive. Where our goal is, and I think that's going to be the next step in this season. Cool. All right. See you guys.
Yeah, I mean, this summer was good. Obviously, it felt good to get back on the court and ramp things up again. So it was a productive summer. So just looking forward to starting the season now.
Rehab process of getting strength back in that shoulder after surgery.
I mean, just like any surgery, you got to build strength back. So that's what a majority of the summer was, getting my range back and stuff like that. So it was a slow process, but it allowed me to take a step back and just really take it day by day.
Is there anything that you've kind of been able to work on in the off season as far as like health side to potentially try to prevent things from happening again?
I mean, yeah, obviously I go into every off season just trying to strengthen my body as much as possible. So it really wasn't much different in that aspect. Obviously, just taking care of my body every day. That's something I stay consistent with. So looking forward to getting out there again.
Hey, Jalen. Back here. Last one. Hey, in addition to rehabbing, just talk about your youth foundation and were you able to get any work with that, as well as will we be seeing any work being done with it here in Atlanta as well?
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely plans for the future here in Atlanta as well. Obviously, for right now, we started in Milwaukee and had toy giveaways, backpack giveaways. We had a block party. Just trying to influence the community as much as possible, give back. So we're heading in the right direction with it, and I'm excited for what's to come in the future.
Hey, Jalen, you were awesome at the rim this past year. You shot 72%. You also took a lot of floaters in that sort of short mid-range area. I'm curious, with the spacing looking to be a little bit better this year, and you're probably going to be the most high-volume screener with Trae. How much emphasis has there been from your training staff, from the coaching staff, to convert more of those mid-range attempts to at the rim, just because you're so good at that particular area of the floor?
I mean, we'll figure that out more during training camp. Right now, it's just not too much talk about it. We'll figure that out more during training camp.
Jalen, back here. I'm curious, I know every season is kind of a fresh start for everyone, but there's a lot of new faces that have joined this offseason. What feels different about this group as you guys head into another season?
The thing I've noticed most with what feels different, everybody's hungry. Everybody has came in early this year, and everybody's trying to, everybody understands that we don't want to be in any tough position. We just want to continue to work every day and get better. So everybody's had that mindset. So it's been refreshing to see that, refreshing to see the new guys come in with that same mindset. So I think it'll be easy.
Jalen, injuries are, for the most part, out of your control. I mean, it's a matter of bad luck. Given that, how have you kind of dealt with mentally not being able to, play as much as you would like?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I want to be out there, but I'm healthy now. So I'm just excited to get the season going. I'm excited to just put the past behind me and continue to move forward with everything.
Jalen in the back, when we talked to Coach Snyder, he was almost kind of salivating about the combinations that he could potentially put together. Just a lot of versatility on the squad with the addition of Kristaps and Nickeil. Do you have any thoughts on, the kind of combinations or the versatility of this team as you've kind of seen some of these new guys come along?
Honestly, I leave that to the coaching staff for what combinations. I'm just excited to play with those new guys and excited to play with the rest of the guys. What the new guys bring is really unique and special. So, whatever coaches throw together, lineup combinations, whatever it may be, I'm excited to get out there with all the guys and start this thing up.
Jalen, on Trae Young's podcast, he recently called you a future All-Star. How does it feel to get that kind of praise from one of the leaders on this team?
I mean, Trae's awesome, man. He shows a lot of love to all the guys, not just myself. So, when he's talking in his podcast, he shows love to a lot of his teammates, and that's what he does. So it's great hearing that, but obviously there's still a lot of work to do to even get there. So yeah.
Jalen, speaking on some of the new additions that'll be on the team, when they add a guy like Kristaps Porzingis to the roster, how do you feel like you guys' games will complement each other?
Yeah, I think KP is special defensively and offensively. So like his ability to pick and pop and deter shots at the rim, I think is going to be huge for us. And along with all the other stuff he brings to the game, KP's been special since he's been in the league. So I'm excited to get a chance to play with him as well.
Jalen, before your injury, we saw your game really expand, taking more jump shots, spreading the floor. What are you looking to really work on in your game now that you're healthy and you're coming into a new season?
I mean, I say it every year, but everything. I just want to be a well-rounded basketball player. Continue to sharpen up areas that I need to improve in, and then continue to strengthen the stuff that I'm already. I have good skills in. So yeah.
Hey, Jalen, over here. We saw you working out with LeBron this offseason. What can you take away from that? How was that? What lessons were you able to learn?
Yeah, I mean, working out with him, I worked out with him quite a bit this summer. It's been great. It was great. He's somebody that just gives knowledge back. Like, there's no ego involved. Like, it's crazy how humble he is, considering what he's done, what he's doing still. Like, he just wants to give back. He gives me a crazy amount of knowledge. Even just stopping a workout and pointing something out, like. Just the fact that I get to, share the gym with him, it was really dope.
Jalen, I think we're at a point now where when you mention someone like a Trae Young, it's impossible not to mention Jalen Johnson. You're on a lot of people's, preparation sheets and homework for the opposition, things like that. Have you adjusted anything in regards to that as, people start kind of focusing in more on you and what you've been for this team and what you're expected to be for this team this upcoming season?
Yeah, I'm just focused on the season, man. I'm just focusing on getting better as a team and getting out there and just competing, man. I think all the outside noise and expectations, like I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about everybody inside the locker room and the people I'm going to war with. So I got a great support system with them. So I'm just going to continue to lead with that.
Jalen, right here. How do the big moves this offseason give you and your teammates the confidence that the front office believes in this core and that this team is ready to possibly make a next step back towards contention?
Yeah, I mean, we just got to, like I keep saying, man, we just got to keep getting better. We can't put out expectations right now before the season even starts. We're just got to take it game by game, day by day, and just stay with that mindset, man. It's easy in this league to look too far ahead and then get stuck on a game in the past. But as a group, we just want to focus on the now, focus on the moment, and continue to work on what we need to get better at.
Jalen, Dyson last year won Most Improved and he finished runner-up in Defensive Player of the Year. Seeing a guy that you're going to spend a lot of time on the court with winning those accolades, how much does that motivate and inspire you to know that you're playing, with guys who are winning awards and getting the recognition around the league?
For sure. No, it's amazing. Dyson was, in my opinion, Defensive Player of the Year and Most Improved. So I'm glad he got the recognition he deserved last year. It was great seeing him, break out. It was amazing to see. So I'm excited to get back on the court with him and just continue to disrupt things on defense with him.
Jalen, you worked with Chris Johnson again this offseason. Was there anything that you feel like he unlocked as part of your game this summer?
Yeah, my mental aspect. Chris Johnson sharpened that up. So I'm excited to see where that takes me. He's just somebody that it's not all about basketball when you're in the gym with him. It's the things that apply to life as well. So he opened a lot, especially on the court. But yeah. Cool. Appreciate you.
you doing?
Hey, Zacc, welcome back. Just with Eurobasket a couple weeks ago, just how do you feel like you were able to shape your game in a way that will be able to help the Hawks this season?
I feel like it was great for me to play there. I was able to work on my game before the Euro start, so I was just getting ready, and then I was able to play some 5-on-5 and compete at high level too. So I feel like this summer really helped me to be better as a player. And now I'm excited to be back to Atlanta. I'm excited for this new season. And yeah, a lot of excitement right here.
Zacc, what about those games and what about the conversations off the court and kind of the training aspect of things do you think is going to help you as you enter your second season?
I feel like I've been working a lot of my game lately. So I just want to stay consistent in my work that I put in every day, and so I can be in the best position to help my team this season to win games and to compete at a high level too. So I just got to make sure I play hard. I play with a lot of intensity. I play hard on defense, and I'm sure we're gonna play good as a team too. So just gotta be ready to compete as a team.
Zacc, we've seen you grow a lot during your rookie season here in Atlanta. As you head into year 2, what are some goals that you have on the court to continue to help you grow?
Just want to get better. Like I said, I work a lot of my game lately during this summer. So my goal is really to be efficient and like as soon as I step on the court, just be able to be the best version of myself, and so we can win games. That's it. And like I said, I work a lot on my game, especially like shooting, ball handling. So I think I can, just ready to do whatever it takes to win games. So can be on everything. I think my main strength is that I'm a versatile player. So I'm ready to be whatever it takes.
Zacc, comment ça va?
Ça va et toi?
I just want to ask you, as a part of your growth, did you want to put on some muscle, add some weight? You don't have to tell us how much, but it does look like you're, stronger from last year to this year. Was that a part of what you wanted to work on this summer?
Yeah, for sure. So when I say I was working on my game, I meant also physically. I mean the weight room a lot, trying to put some weight on my body, and that was something I needed to work on. Just getting prepared physically to the season, add some pounds, and I did that, and I feel like it's gonna help me to get better this season too.
Zacc, during the offseason, during Eurobasket, your shot release looks a whole lot quicker than what it was during the season this year. Is that something you kind of emphasized going into the offseason that you wanted to do?
I think like having a quick release, it's really helpful, especially in the NBA, where everything is super fast. But honestly, I was working on the fundamentals, the basics, and I feel like as soon as you get that perfectly, it comes naturally, and like being quicker and quicker is just a matter of time. But you gotta have that base first, So I was really working on that, and yeah, after the reps after reps, you start to getting faster, and now I think I have a pretty quick release, so that's good. Just gotta keep the work going,
Last year, Zacc, when Jalen went down, it seemed like more had been called upon you from a contribution standpoint to produce a little bit more, especially on the offensive end. Did you feel any pressure at that time? And, you know, how do you think that helped prepare you for what you could face this upcoming season?
I didn't feel any pressure because I felt like I was in a good environment, and I was ready to do whatever it takes to win games, and I felt like we was in a good position to compete, and I just try to do my best to make sure like the team was good, and I wanted to impact too offensively but also defensively, and yeah, I think like I had more responsibilities, and it made me grow faster, and I feel like that's definitely gonna be an advantage for us this season too, because I'm able to grow faster and learn faster too.
Hey Zacc, I was playing right here. I was paying close attention to Eurobasket games because I wanted to see how your game is developing. And for me, from what I saw, you were awesome on the glass, especially on the offensive glass, nearly 4 offensive rebounds per 36 minutes, and your defensive playmaking was awesome too at the rim and the passing lanes. Was that an emphasis for you for that particular team? Can we see a little bit of that as well for the Hawks with you using your length more effectively as a defender?
Yeah, I feel like I have a good summer with the national team, and that was also a reflection of all the work that I put in during the summer. So I just want to keep it that way, you know, and I feel like that's going to help me during the season too. I want to be more effective on the defensive event too. I feel like I was able to learn also from my rookie season, and now I just, you know, want to use my length better, move my feet better. I'm quicker now, so I feel like I can be a lot of things on defense, and that's what we're gonna need too from me. So I'm super excited about it too.
Hey Zacc, with the Hawks not having a traditional point guard to back up Trae Young, where do you see room for you to use your skills as a ball handler and maybe evolve them to help the team offensively?
I feel like I just gonna do what's best for the team, you know. So I just want to be the best version of myself. So I'm ready to do, like I said, whatever it takes, and I'm sure there is gonna be room for everybody to play free, to play their game. So I'm honestly super excited about the training camp. See, you know, how everybody deal with the new philosophy, a new coach. You know, we're a pretty young team, and we have a lot of new players too. So it's gonna be an adjustment, and I feel like I'm just super excited to be a part of it, and to see how my game fits to everybody's games, you know.
Zacc, speaking of those new players that have been added, what is your excitement level for Porzingis to come over and join this team, and how do you think he's going to fit with what you guys have?
I'm super excited about like him. Yeah, I'm super excited. Just, you know, I feel like it's gonna be great for us this season, and yeah, especially like on defense, and also offensively, he can do a lot of stuff, like stretching the floor, be effective in the paint too. So I'm just super excited to play with him. Like I say, I've learned a lot from my rookie season, but I'm sure I'm gonna keep learning this new season, especially from him too.
Hey Zacc, back here. Over here. How do you feel like this offseason was different for you mentally? Now, obviously, last offseason as a rookie, you go from playing to draft to summer league to season, until it feels like you just were going. where now you mentioned earlier this offseason that you just had more time.
Yeah.
How do you feel like that helped you mentally?
I think I really enjoyed the off season because, like you say, I had more time to focus on myself, mentally, but also like physically. So like I said, work on my game, trying to be a better athlete too. So like last season, last off season, I was on the rush all the time with like being getting drafted, summer league, training camp. Really exciting about it, and I feel like that's going to be an advantage for me.
Thank you, Zacc.
Thank you, guys. What's up, team?
Hey, Onyeka, how are you?
I'm doing good, Jamila. How you doing?
So how was your off season? What did you do? I know you went back to LA. Just how was it?
It was cool. Spent time with my family, spent time with my siblings before they went up to college. Yeah, basically I was in California and Arizona most of the off season.
We saw you in the gym. Just what were you working on? What part of your game were you trying to improve?
All aspects. Whatever I can do to, help my team get better.
Can you be a little more specific, please?
I mean, everything. Handling, shooting, dribbling, defense, making sure my body is in shape, just all the little things.
Hey, Onyeka, one thing Quinn has been super excited about are the different combinations that he can play you and Kristaps. And
Yeah.
what are you excited about in terms of working alongside Kristaps, and how do you think he can help your game evolve?
He's been in the league for a while. Hell of a player, hell of a talent. Call him the unicorn. He can, kill defenses inside out. I get to, try to feel this game out more during training camp and see how I can help him and how he can help me.
Kind of piggybacking off of that, you made that transition last season into a starter.
Yeah.
How do you kind of see your role being on this team this season?
I feel like I'll, play a big part of what we're going to do. I don't know what that's going to be yet specifically, but whatever it is, I'm going to, be at my best at all times.
Onyeka, in your exit interview from last season, you'd mentioned that you wanted to be a leader for the young guys.
Yeah.
So what advice do you have to give to Asa Newell, who comes into this league as a versatile big like you did?
Just have fun. At the end of the day, have fun. He's in his hometown, Georgia. We're Atlanta. I just told him, enjoy it all. It goes by fast. I still remember my first media day years ago. And I'm just telling him, you're going to have your growing pains, but no matter what, keep your confidence high and enjoy it.
Oh, you opened up a lot of eyes to some people once you stepped into that starting role last year. Was there, as much time that you saw, was there anything within your bag that maybe you didn't necessarily get a chance to showcase that maybe you hope maybe this year you'll be able to bring some of that out at least, or maybe you did, but not as much as you had liked to last year?
To be honest, I don't know yet. When I came into that starting role, I didn't really know how well I could shoot the ball until I, started letting it fly. So hopefully this year, I'm able to see what else I can do, how I can, showcase what I have.
Hey, Onyeka, last year, right here, last year was like your career best playmaking season. And your offensive ability to pass from the top of the key and shoot from the top of the key, I think did a lot for the offense, especially when you started like in a starting role. Has there been any emphasis from the coaching staff or your own training sort of community to continue to develop as a facilitator as a big? Because I think that's one of your greatest strengths.
I've always been able to pass since I was younger, honestly. But, you know, kudos to the staff. They let me go out there and facilitate more, whether it's, you know, hitting people in the corner, Dyson for his backdoor cuts. Hopefully I can get, you know, dudes like Nickeil, Luke, Jalen back, some more looks, some more backdoors.
Onyeka, over the few years, these past few seasons, we've seen your game expand and you stretch the floor a whole lot more, being more willing to take the three-point shot and knock the three-point shot down. So that's changed how teams have had to defend you. Is that something that you're looking to continue to improve on, or is that something that you were working on this summer?
Honestly, I was looking at your hat, and I hate the Eagles. I was just so distracted, man. I'm a Rams fan, man. Like, oh, I hate the Eagles. But to answer your question, just, you know, teams are going to adjust. You know, if I'm shooting the ball more, they're going to, you know, I started to realize, like, you know, towards the end of the year, the team started to not label me as a shooter, but close out. I just got to keep working on my craft, improving as a shooter, playmaker, and like I said earlier, all aspects of my game.
You spoke about just some of the growing pains over the last few seasons. What has been like your most valuable lessons?
Patience, you know, and it's a long season, 82 games. You know, I've dealt with, you know, the last few years, coaching changes, roster changes, health. You know, I'm going through it all. So overall, I just got to, you know, be patient with myself, be patient with, you know, whatever the situation is, and always, for me, see the best in each situation.
Oh, from one Ram fan to another, I want to ask, from a team defensive standpoint, obviously you got Nickeil here, and we talked about, you know, a lot about Nickeil and Dyson forming that formidable defense at the front court. Yeah. But when you look at just you all's defense from the back court as well compared to what people expect from the front court, what do you look at? How excited are you about the totality of the team defense this season?
Yeah, we got ball hawks. You know, Dyson, Nickeil. You got Kristaps back there. You know, cleaning it all up. I think overall, like, I think this will probably be the best defensive team coming into this year. You know, I'm optimistic that, you know, all of us are going to buy in to, you know, trying to have a successful year on both sides of the court, not just even defense.
I think I heard one of your teammates earlier speak on how the team is hungry to get to that next level, which is to obviously not be playing for a play-in position.
Yeah.
Is there a mentality that the team might be angry? Do you feel like the team should be angry to get into such a spot? Or just what is the overall mentality of this team? Is it a under no circumstances must-do type of mentality you guys have?
I mean, I just feel like we're here to work. You know, we got a bunch of new guys coming in who weren't here last year, so I think we're all just trying to buy into the success of the team. No matter what that is, you know, we all have our goals individually and as a team, so we just got to, you know, I feel like collectively buy in.
I know that you guys haven't had your first practice yet, but what have you learned maybe off-court-wise about Kristaps and Nickeil and Luke, and what maybe endears them to you?
Just, you know, great guys that are, you know, ready to work, ready to, you know, be a Hawk. Leave it at that. What you got for me, bro?
Hi, Jacob Toppin here.
What's up?
Who's your favorite teammate?
Not you. Not you. Luke. Hi, Luke.
Who's your second favorite teammate?
Not you. Maybe more or Jalen, somewhere around here. What's up, Ellie? You good?
Hey, Jalen obviously has been through some injuries. You went through
Similar type situation. Injuries are a lot of times just bad luck. But what has his attitude been like as he's been going through? Has his spirit still been up?
Absolutely. You know, Jalen's a worker. He's humble, genuine. You know, he decided to be out there and be back playing. You know, over the summer, I was with him. We played together a little bit. I'm happy to see him out there happy playing basketball. You know, I know he's dealt with so much, you know, injuries in his career. And, you know, I'm just praying for his health this year. Cool. Appreciate y'all.
Hey, Luke, right here. So I think a lot of Hawks fans are expecting you to come in and be the amazing shooter you have been for the entirety of your career. I would like to hear a little bit more about your playmaking. I think you were awesome last year in the wheel offense. I think that some people may even be underrating your ability to pass the ball. What has playing in those different types of offensive systems in Memphis, what do you think that will do for your translation to Atlanta? And then what can Hawks fans expect from you as a playmaker?
Yeah, I mean, just the confidence with the ball in my hand, playmaking abilities. Each team I've been on, you know, I've had opportunities to have the ball in my hands at certain times, and whether that was because of injuries or just anything like that. But I'm definitely confident with the ball in my hands. I know, you know, coming in here, playing with guys that can really pass the ball and can control the offense. I do want to be that, you know, knockdown shooter for this team, but at the same time, you know, just showcasing what I can do with the ball, making plays. You know, and just kind of helping control the offense a little bit. So I'm excited about it. You know, I'm excited to play with this group of guys, and yeah, it should be fun.
Welcome to Atlanta.
Thank you.
I want to ask you, it would seem that you and Trae Young game would complement each other very well when you guys hit the court together. How do you feel like that may work, and how much are you looking forward, I'll say, to playing alongside Trae?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Obviously, you know, that was one of the big reasons why I wanted to come here, to play with him, with this group, play for Coach. I know how they play winning basketball, and obviously when you have the best passer on your team, you know, you can't really pass up an opportunity to not play with him. So I'm excited about it. I know he's excited about it. I've talked to him a little bit, so we're ready to kind of get training camp going, get practice going, and start developing that connection a little bit.
Hey, Luke, over here. So, you know, staying on the topic of playing alongside Trae Young, you came from Memphis was your last stop. You know, you're alongside Ja Morant. How do you expect the experience next to Trae Young to differ kind of from what you saw next to Ja?
Yeah, I mean, they're different players. But for me, you know, playing, you know, with Trae and the way he can pass the ball and really control the offense, get everybody situated, you know, I know he's going to find me in different situations, and I know he's going to want me to shoot the ball, you know, every time I can. And, yeah, you know, I think just playing with his speed and his pace and, you know, how controlled he is on the floor, it's just going to bring, you know, everybody's level up. You know, it kind of makes everybody better around him. So I'm excited, and you know, I had a great time playing with Ja and everything as well in Memphis, and great experience there. But I'm definitely ready to be down here in Atlanta and you know, start this season off.
Luke, you've kind of touched on this already, but what separated Atlanta from other teams and made it kind of from an outside perspective a team that you want to join?
Yeah, I mean, a few things. Obviously, the city. I'm excited to be in this city and spend a little bit of time here. And I'm married. I have a kid, and my wife has friends here outside of basketball. Just so many things that I'm going into year 9 now, which is crazy. But so many different things that you kind of look at in life now, and this was definitely one of my top choices. Going into it, but then just kind of breaking it down with the team aspect. I love how they play. I love how coach's offensive system is, and the group of guys that they have. They're it's a younger group, but at the same time, for me, just coming in, having a little bit of a voice, and being a little bit of a leader can go a long way. So I'm excited for it. I know the city's going to be great. It's going to embrace me and my family, and we're looking forward to the season.
Hey, Luke. With Nickeil and Dyson, how do you hope that maybe those two guys who are known to be defensive studs, just how do you hope that maybe they can help you evolve your defense even further?
Yeah, and for me, defensively, I'm always looking to be in the right spots. I'm not the most athletic or flashy player out there, but just playing hard, learning different things that those guys use, and playing hard, competing. That's just kind of how I've made it so far, and I'm going to continue that and do it even more. And I know those guys are going to push me in training camp coming up, and I want to push them too. And I think we're just going to make each other better throughout the entire year.
Luke, last year we saw your playmaking ability in Memphis kind of step up a little bit. How hard is it to find the balance between playmaking and shooting? Because you are also one of the best three-point shooters in the game.
Yeah. For me, it's just kind of knowing who you're playing with, trying to find that rhythm and flow when you're on the floor. And, when you have a guy like Trae out there, you're going to be ready to shoot the ball no matter what, because he's going to break down the defense and find the open guy every single time. He makes the right decisions every time, and same with Dyson and Jalen. Those guys are great offensive players and very smart. So, and then at the same time, just playing within the flow of the offense. I know we're going to try to play fast this year and push the pace, and anybody can bring the ball up at any time, and however that gets us into the offense, I'm excited for it, and the opportunity will come for me to make plays, and I'm excited to show it.
You already spoke a little bit about playing alongside of Trae Young. You'll also be playing alongside of another fellow Dookie and Jalen Johnson. What was your outlook a little bit on his game prior to getting here, and just the outlook on Atlanta, the team, Atlanta, the city, overall as a whole prior to becoming a Hawk?
Yeah, I think that first part with Jalen, I know he's been working hard this offseason, and I've been here a little bit, seen him in the gym. He's really been pushing himself, and I know he's excited to get back out there and play. And I'm excited to throw some lobs to him eventually. And but no, he's a great guy. He's talked to me a lot since I've been here, and for me, it's just continuing to build relationships with all these guys and getting connected with them. But it'll be a really good season for him and for me to play with them. So and then being here with this team, being in the city. There's like an excitement, there's kind of like a buzz around the city when you're driving around, you see signs everywhere, and when I'm in the gym, a lot of people in the gym right now just working hard, working together, and so there's definitely a buzz about getting this season going, and it should be exciting.
Luke, you mentioned a couple times. Oh, sorry.
What's up, Luke?
What's up?
Good to see you again, man.
Yeah, you too.
I know you're trying to get settled back in. One of your hobbies, I know, is playing golf. I'm wondering if you've got any suggestions from any of your teammates, or if you've been able to bond over your level of golf since you've been back here.
Absolutely. There's definitely a few guys that play on this team. I know, who is it? Jacob, Dyson. I think Nico said he played recently or tried to play. But no, I'm excited. I know there's some really good courses around here, and I don't know. I don't know how much time I'll have to play, but yeah, golf is fun. So I'll try to get out on the course or range or something with some of these guys, and so yeah.
You referenced Quinn Snyder's system a couple of times. What specifically about playing in a Quinn Snyder offense excited you to want to sign here and play in Atlanta?
Yeah, pace, ball movement, just the flow. It kind of gives everybody an opportunity to be involved in the offense. When the ball's moving, bodies are moving. You can break down defense very easy in this league, and I know we have the talent and opportunity to do that this year. And I'm excited to continue to learn from Coach. And obviously, I haven't played in this system, but he's talked to me a little bit about it and how I would fit, and I think it's going to be a perfect fit this year.
And Luke, one more. You go from playing with one unicorn in Jaren Jackson Jr. to another in Kristaps. What similarities and differences do you see in their games, and how does it help you as a shooter and a ball handler?
Yeah, they're both very tall. Kristaps is very tall, but they can shoot the ball. I know Kristaps is he can kind of do everything, man, and it's going to be exciting to get to know him a little bit more and play with him and learn more about his game. But they can just kind of do everything, and you'll see it when he's out there, and yeah. All right, good. Thank you.
up, y'all?
Trae.
Yep.
Over here.
Yep.
How you doing? Quinn spoke earlier about sitting down with you, and he said he wants to set the bar very high for you. He talked about your leadership and he used the word efficiency. What did you take out of that conversation, and how do you see yourself stepping up this season as more of a leader and the word efficiency as well?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think I was the first one to bring up efficiency in our conversation. Just because that's, I mean, what I want to do. I mean, as high as he wants to set the bar for me, I want to set it even higher. For me, I'm excited about this team, this group, and so for me, the leadership part is just taking it one day at a time. Obviously, we have a lot of new pieces and new guys on our team that can bring a different type of experience to our team. And so for me, being the leader that I need to be, as far as we're still a young team. I think we're one of the top 3 youngest teams, or top 5 youngest teams, and still. So we still got a long ways to go as far as making sure we're together on the same page and all that stuff. And so that's a day-by-day step. And so that's one of the leadership things that he talked to me about, not looking too far ahead, making sure that I'm present with our team, and making sure that we're focused each day to take care of the business for the next one.
Trae, obviously last season ended in disappointment, but when you look at the conference finals in the East, it was the Knicks and the Pacers, teams that you had wins against last season. You know, how far do you think you are, or do you look at that as a motivation and inspiration to be like, we're not that far away from being where we want to get to, you just got to take care of business a lot better during the regular season?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, last year is last year, first off. But yeah, like when we were healthy, if you think about it, when we were healthy, we could compete with anybody, especially in the East. So I look at when we were healthy, what we were like, rather than when we weren't. And a lot of teams can say that every year, every team. There's a lot of teams that can say that every year. And unfortunately, my first 7 years, I could probably say that a lot. So hopefully we have that luck factor on our side this year. And if we do, I'm very confident in our team.
Hey, Trae, over here. How do you feel like the addition of KP, of Nickeil, is going to help from a perspective? KP has championship experience. Nickeil's also made deep playoff runs. How do you think that helps you kind of be a leader for the young guys who are trying to help you guys get to that point?
Yeah, I mean, it helps. I mean, obviously, when you're a young team, it's easy to get caught up in yourself and focus on yourself and focus on the next chapter for yourself. There's a lot of young teams that's why they're in rebuilding mode, and they stay that way. So for me, adding those guys that have been a part of winning teams, and Nickeil being probably one of the best role players in the league, like those type of role players aren't on every team, and that's why those teams go as far as they do. You know what I'm saying? And so bringing in those 2 guys specifically, and then Luke obviously being an underrated player, in my opinion, as far as what he can do for us. Like, it just brings another element of guys in the locker room that know how to play a role and play at a high level, and not just playing a role and just to be out there. Like, we're trying to win. So for me, it's exciting having those guys have more voices that know what it takes to win at a high level, but also just playing a role at a high level, because that's all we're all, even me included. I mean, I got to play my role into helping our team win. If I don't do my job and my role the right way, then we're probably not going to be successful. So that goes along with 1 through 15 and coaching staffs included. So we all got to play a role in this, and so bringing guys that have won at a high level and playing in a role, I mean, it's very important for us.
Trae, similarly, with how versatile this roster is, what are you looking forward to about being able to exploit some of the skills that Na has and KP has and Luke?
Yeah, I mean, every one of them brings different tools to our team. I think a lot of people understand what Luke brings, and they see that he can shoot the ball really well. I can see him being an underrated passer, a highly IQ guy. I think IQ is an underrated skill that a lot of players in this league don't have, and Luke brings that. And Nickeil being, I mean, the type of role player that he's been so far in his career, I think he can make another step in being even more, I mean, offensively can bring a lot to the table for us. And then we already know what he does defensively. And then obviously KP, his space and the floor ability, his defensive presence at the basket. When you go to the rim, you see a 7'2" guy there just standing there. You're going to have to shoot different types of shots. And offensively, you got to guard him on the three. And so that allows me to get by my defender. And if it draws other defenders in, I have shooters around me that can make shots. And so it's going to be fun. It's not, we don't know what it's going to look like right now, but in my mind, it looks pretty good.
Trae, you're entering year 8. Every single season, we've seen your assists per game go up. Last year, you had 11.6. With all these new additions, can we see 12 this year?
What you think?
Absolutely.
Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. I got some weapons that can make it happen, and you don't get an assist by doing it yourself. So I've had some pretty good teammates that have made me look good when I pass it to them. And so I got some guys now, too, that can score it, too. So we'll see.
Trae, you just had your From the Point weekend in Norman, Oklahoma, where you had a youth camp. And I saw in one of those videos a kid say you were his hero.
Fine.
And I wanted to ask you, who's your hero?
My hero? My hero is my grandpa, who passed away when I was 10. So anytime you see me about to walk on right before tip-off praying, that's who I'm praying to. I'm praying to God and my grandpa. So they've been watching over me since I was 10 years old, guided me through everything, my decision to go to OU, my decision to leave and not come back and chase a championship. It landed me here, and I know I got a championship in the future too. So I'm going to continue to give it to the man above and my grandpa. So those are my motivations.
Trae in the back. When we talked to Coach Snyder, he had kind of emphasized both having patience with his team because they're young and also urgency at the same time. What do you think are fair expectations of this team going into a year where you have so many additions but also being kind of a young team?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. I think as a competitor, as a high-level competitor, like you want expectations. You want people to think you're going to do great, to think you're going to accomplish the most. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, I as a player, as a competitor, I embrace it. Like I embrace all the expectations, whatever expectations y'all have of us. Great. I mean, that's cool. But I promise you, we have expectations for ourselves, and I mean, we're going to continue to talk about that internally. But that's a day-by-day process, and I'm sure y'all have heard that once or twice a day, and that's for a reason. You know what I'm saying? And we're all on the same page and what we want to do. And training camp hadn't even started yet, so that's a scary sight. And so for us, we just got to continue to take it day by day, let the expectations be what they be, and if we take care of business, those expectations will rise within itself. So I don't want to get into that.
Hey Trae, there's been a lot of talk, of course, about the splitting the types of players on the teams, the younger guys, the older guys.
Yeah.
Last year, you had the biggest influence on your teammates' shot quality in the entire NBA, and I think that speaks to how valuable your orchestration is. But now you're introducing a different element with KP, with Nickeil, with Luke, these more realized guys who know how to create for themselves. So how do you visualize sort of figuring out that split where you're creating for others who really need to rely on that versus, potentially deferring or even accentuating the way that KP posts up or Luke comes off the screens?
Yeah, I mean, I think you'll be able to see another element of my game that you haven't been able to see. And a lot of people, they like to say, Trae can't play with this person, because he loves the ball in his hand. He can't get the ball. Like, come on, man. Like you'll be able to see, especially in moments like I have a guy that in KP who draws double teams, you know what I'm saying? And Jalen, if he's healthy, you've been able to see what we've done together. You know what I'm saying? And so he's back now. And so it's elements of my games that you probably haven't seen yet. And adding guys that we've added this summer will allow me to play a little bit even more off the ball. And so I'm excited about it, and I'm more ready to get it going than anything.
Hey, Trae, back here. So how does it feel to have just the city and the team, the Hawks and even the Falcons behind you, considering the interaction that you and Pat Bev have had this offseason?
Me and who? No,
Pat Bev.
Oh, Patty, I got you. To be honest with you, man, I'm about to get ready for a season. I said it in my video. I can't. Y'all, he's a part of y'all. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of respect to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are media members. I ain't got nothing bad to. I'm not about to go back and forth with guys like that.
Trae, of course, another year, another season with you with Jordan Brand. Do you ever have any moments to pick Mike's brain and talk to Michael Jordan about your game, some things that he may feel like you can improve on, work on? And do you have anything special lined up as far as apparel with Jordan Brand?
Yeah, I knew you always be asking them type of questions. You trying to get the leak, man. I got some stuff obviously with Jordan Brand. It's a great brand. Mike's obviously he's untouchable. So you get to have conversations with him every now and then, but he's a busy guy. This summer I didn't go to Greece to hang out with him. I went to Vegas to hang out with some of my teammates and be around those guys. So to get ready for the season. So I didn't get to talk to him as much this summer as I would have, but this stuff always lined up in the future.
Trae, there's obviously a lot of things to be excited about this offseason. Was there any disappointment, though, that you weren't able to get an extension done with the team?
Disappointment? I mean, I don't know the words disappointment. I mean, maybe, for sure. I mean, for me, like, I'm so focused. I'm more happy about the team that we got going into the season. For me, I'm blessed, bro. Like, I wasn't stressing about anything. If something happened, it happened. If it didn't, I mean, I still got, time, and obviously everybody knows what my situation is going into the future. So for me, I'm focused on this team. I'm focused on right now. I'm blessed. I got a great team going into the season, one that, I mean, you can't really say I've had, you know what I'm saying? So I'm even more excited about that. And so who knows what the future is for me, but right now I'm here and I'm present, like me and Coach have been talking about. So I'm excited about it, and I'm ready to go. Gotcha.
guys. Hello.
First, Kristaps, welcome to Atlanta. You talk about coming from a championship culture in Boston, winning ways and knowing how to do things. When it comes to what you're bringing to this city and this team, what is it that you really want to kind of get these guys to understand with them being as young as they are, and you bringing the championship experience? What is it that you really want to kind of get them to understand as the season progresses?
Thank you. Honestly, this is supposed to be this way or this way? I'm good? Oof, it's right in my ear. Okay. And no, honestly, it's important to like go step by step. You know, like one, I don't know, possession at a time, one quarter at a time, one game at a time. You know, I know it's like cliche to say this, but it's true. You know, that's how we won in Boston, and it's just one day at a time. You know, and of course we want to have the highest goals here. But it's going to be a big process. Also, me coming into this team to learn all these guys, to get in a groove with this team. But I look forward to it. I think we have a great opportunity in front of us, and we're just going to have to take it one day at a time.
Coach has talked a lot about this being the third youngest team in the league. When you're working with a young team, just how do you hope to impart whatever knowledge it is that you have that can help elevate them to something better?
Yeah, definitely. I will see what I can bring. You know, it's hard to say it right now, but I look forward to like enhancing all these guys, you know, and being a selfless teammate. I want the best for these young players. You know, they've been improving with each season. You know, it's an exciting team to play for Coach Quinn. It's, you know, I've appreciated him from afar for a long time, and now to play for him, it's a great honor for me. And I look forward to enhancing all these young guys, you know, to help them in whichever way I can. And for me, it's exciting.
So what were your initial, first, where were you when you first found out that you were coming to Atlanta, and what were your initial thoughts?
Yeah, I was in Europe. I was asleep. You know, I was asleep. I woke up in the morning and I saw my phone was blowing up. So I had a feeling it was going to happen around that time. So I was like, okay, like it could be any morning that I wake up, and it happened. And yeah, I saw like all the group chats, everything going crazy. And I didn't know what it was because I had like different teams in mind. And when I saw it was Atlanta, I'm not gonna lie, I was very happy, very, very happy, without like, you know, selling you anything. Like, this is true. I was very happy, very excited, and yeah, great city, great young team, and all, yeah, and to play alongside these guys, Trae, you know, the best passer in the league, or you know, it can be something special. So once I heard the news, I was super happy.
KP, speaking on playing alongside some of these guys, when you look at a guy like Trae Young, who has been such an amazing facilitator throughout his years here, and then playing in Coach Quinn's system this season, how do you feel like not only Coach Quinn's system will strengthen your game, or what are some strengths you feel like you can bring out of Trae Young as well?
It's going to be a process. You know, Trae is already a complete player, you know. There's not many guys that have that kind of offensive talent like he does, with his height, to be able to be this effective and to create so many, not only assists, but I think he's the best in the league at creating like potential assists, you know. And it's just going to be a matter of us also shooting at a high percentage from his passes. You know, that's going to be a part of it to make him, you know, look even better than he has. So, yeah, I think he's going to be super fun to play with him, honestly, you know, seeing how many lobs he throws and how he finds some passes that a regular eye don't even see, you know, it's going to be exciting.
Hey, Kristaps, welcome to Atlanta. And a quick two-part question for you. Have you been able to familiarize yourself with the city so far? And as we go into training camp, were you able to work out with any of your new teammates beforehand?
Oof, I flew in this morning. I just got here, yeah. So I just met all the guys also right before. So, yeah, it's took me a while to get here. It was a tough couple of days with flights and stuff, but I'm here now and ready to get to know everybody and ready to get to practice tomorrow.
Kristaps, last season in Boston, you had to battle through some injuries and missed a pretty big stretch of games. How do you feel physically now, and what steps have you taken to make sure you're ready for a full season here in Atlanta?
Yes, I had especially that illness, at the end of the playoffs. This is what messed me up, honestly. So it was good for me to have a Eurobasket this summer, just to get back in shape, get in a good rhythm. And that was an important part for me, you know. And just to have a couple of months of preparation and getting really getting my lungs good again and everything was super important. And I look forward to, you know, heading into this season already in a rhythm. Already in a good shape, and I feel fantastic right now, so that's good.
Hey, Kristaps, you're now on your fifth team, so just curious, what's been the biggest lesson you've learned in all your stops?
The biggest lesson I've learned? It's I don't know if it's a lesson, but it takes a whole team, you know, like nobody can do it by themselves, you know. It sounds simple, but it's true. Like even in Boston, like we had to do it together, you know. Everybody had to lean on each other. Somebody has a bad game, somebody else had to step up, you know. And it's like this. Every great team have, you know, people that have to step up when the moment calls. And I think this team has the talent. A lot of young guys. Trae, who already have a good experience, and now myself coming into this young group, I think I could just elevate all these guys and you know, bring even more like gunpowder to this team, you know.
Along those same lines, when you were looking at this team from afar, how far do you think they were to winning an Eastern Conference championship or even beyond? And now that you've seen how this team has developed, how far away do you think that they are?
I don't want to put any you know, we can get this far. You know, we want to have super high expectations for ourselves internally. I would take it step by step. You know, it's gonna take a little bit of time for us to gel, for these guys to get to know me, to get to know my game, and me same for these guys. You know, I need to find a rhythm with all these players. I think I'll be super quick to adapt to the system, but still, it takes a little bit of time. You know, just to know every little detail takes time. So, I think as the year goes on, we're only gonna look better and better. This is my expectation. And then we'll see how far we can get. We expect a lot from ourselves, and you know, and we have to go for it.
Hi, Kristaps, to your left. You mentioned the illness earlier in comments from you before. We expressed some kind of frustration about the mysterious nature of it. I'm just wondering, do you have more of a handle of like what went wrong and how maybe prevent it in the future?
I don't know. Honestly, I still don't have an exact answer. They had some sort of explanation for it. It was lingering. That was the toughest part. You know, it was kind of like I still felt it. Some days I was okay, you know, and I'm glad it's gone now. I'm glad it's gone now. I haven't experienced it. I don't know, maybe it was just my system needed some reset during the summer. Took some time off, and I haven't felt it since, you know. And yeah, even with the national team, I felt fantastic in all the preparation, and it did take me a little bit longer to get in like good shape with the national team. So I was really happy I had this summer. But now that I got in shape and I played the tournament, like I felt confident again. Like, oh, okay, I have the gas tank again. I feel really good again, and I didn't have any crashes or nothing. So, yeah, I'm excited that I'm coming into this season healthy.
Kristaps, I think in the past, Atlanta's really been known for their offensive energy or their offensive pace, and that's kind of been their identity, especially with Trae at the helm. But with the addition of you, Nickeil, Dyson, and even already, how much do you think a defensive identity be established for this team? Coach Snyder obviously talked about being balanced, and I think that'll be important. But just your thoughts on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, no, even just to have a guy like Dyson on your team, it's a big part of our defense. It's going to be a big part of my rim protection. I'm trying to bring that to my height and the rim, and then we the athletics. A lot of these are super athletic, strong, you know, good instructions, and that's also have to be there, you know. But as coach, we have to have a balance, you know. We're not gonna become, I don't know, crazy defensive team now, but we have the capability to be decent or good, you know. And the offense, I love the offense here, so have to keep going this way for sure.
Hey, Kristaps, it's good to hear you're healthy, especially because the Hawks run a lot. Last year, third in pace. Quinn mentioned that as a basis for this season as well. Past 2 seasons in Boston, they've been slower paced teams, very grind out in the half court. Watching you in Eurobasket, you were stealing early in transition, trail threes. Where do you see your game fitting in terms of more of a fast-paced offense with this Hawks roster?
Honestly, I think it's going to be pretty simple. That's kind of what we were trying to emphasize in Boston also a bit more, you know. Sometimes we slow down, but we were the best when we were faster. You know, the more we ran, the more we created stuff in transition, at least from a feel standpoint, and I think also numbers-wise, we were just better, you know. So it has to be an emphasis, and I think I'm just going to add to that. You know, obviously I like to do that. I like to create this match, or even if it's not a match, just creating, drawing some fouls sometimes in the post. You know, I'm pretty good at like getting those calls, shooting my transition threes and stuff. So. Yeah, there's gonna be I think I can unlock for this team.
Kristaps, similar about a comment from Boston. Coming from a offense predicated on a heavy three-point emphasis, it's the same way. So how do you feel more prepared coming from an offense that places an importance on the three-point shot to now being in a similar situation?
Yeah, I don't think that's a big transition, no? Shooting threes is shooting threes, especially when you have a guy like Trae who's going to create the threes, you know, and a lot of advantages, but especially Trae, he's going to create those open looks. So we just have to knock him down, you know, and that's going to be our job to shoot high percentages. My best shooting year last year, so I look forward to shooting around that, if not even better.
In the most respectful ways to the 6'8", 6'9", 6'10" centers of today. Since the Atlanta Hawks have been able to have like a legit 7-footer all-star type caliber of player. We always talk about how small ball type of play or positionless play has impacted the center position in a negative way. How has it impacted you specifically during your career in positive ways?
Yeah. It's my game, no? So the ability to shoot from outside, I've always makes me that I developed
specifically during your career in positive ways.
Yeah. It's my game, no? So the ability to shoot from outside, I've always makes me that I developed my post game, especially against mismatches, and becoming most efficient players in the league in that, you know, and then then you can't just everything, because now there's a mismatch, you know, obviously, and and having that part of my game improve. I think last three seasons I've been like top 3 all the time in post up points per possession, and most of them are against mismatch. That's a part that I look forward to bringing to this team, and creating some disadvantages for the other team. Thanks. Yep. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
I needed it. I was fat, I must say it honestly. So yeah, I lost a few pounds, you know, put some muscle on, have like better conditioning also, so yeah.
Hey Nico, during your summer league, I was tracking your driving because I feel like that's one of your greatest strengths as a player, and you scored really effectively when you were driving the ball. You also took some steps forward as a defender. Those two skill sets, how do you see that translating to the NBA level?
The driving, I would say, because as a rookie, you know, I'm gonna play like 99% of situations off the ball. Either it's gonna be like a spot-up shot or like a drive to the basket. So I think it's gonna translate like really good, especially like playing with Trae, Jalen Johnson, and all of those other guys. They're like extreme good passers. So I think I'm gonna adapt pretty quick.
Perhaps there are some people who's not overly familiar with you or your game here in this city, but I think that there's some people that's going to be pleasantly surprised with some of the things that you can do. What would you say is probably some of the things that we can look forward to as Hawks fans that you're going to be able to bring to the table for this team, and maybe some underrated things that, you know, you haven't really had much of a chance to showcase and put on display within your game that you got in your bag and you can't wait to show it?
Yeah, I would say definitely my passing skills. You know, I like to do like flashy stuff, like flashy passes. I make mistakes, obviously, but yeah, like passing, I would say my shooting, especially the pull-up twos. I love that shot. That's like my go-to shot every time. Get to the paint, rise up, shoot it. So yeah, those two.
Nico, last year in College Park, we talked about how the three-point line was a big emphasis for you and how the floor is so much larger in the NBA. Do you feel like, you know, during the end of the season, you started to grasp more of a concept of that?
Oh yeah, it was way easier like at the end of the season, you know, just like having the feeling of the space and everything. It made like the game so much easier. Like I said, like in the beginning when I first came here, the game speed was like way too quick for me. Like I couldn't like read nothing. I was getting lost. Like as the season was going on, it became slower and slower, and I adapted pretty good and started balling out.
Nico, we saw you at Trae's event, his pickleball event, and Luke already mentioned that you've been trying to play golf. So I just wanted to know, how is your pickleball?
My pickleball? I never tried. I play paddle at home. That's like similar. Like yeah, I tried golf. It was good. It was good. It was good.
Do you see yourself kind of trying to learn a little bit more or trying to get better at it?
I would definitely try to learn it. It's way harder than it seems, you know. Plus, my shoulders are sore right now, so yeah, but it's nice. I like it.
Nico, after your summer league this season, what's something you'd say you might have learned about yourself heading into this NBA campaign?
I learned that I'm not the fastest, strongest. Yeah, those two things. So I gotta like use my mind more, like challenge other players, you know, like be smart about some situations. So yeah.
Nico, it's not every day you get to play with a guy who's nicknamed the Unicorn, but what are you possibly hoping to learn from Kristaps during your season here together?
I would say a lot, because he's been in the NBA for like quite some time, you know, and just like talking with him, with Trae, and like all of the other guys, just like asking them questions, being like a sponge, you know, like getting more knowledge that's gonna like help me grow as a player and as a person. So it's definitely fun, you know, like it's gonna be fun. That's it? Perfect. Thank you guys.
A lot, yeah.
Hey, Caleb. First of all, welcome to Atlanta.
Appreciate you.
You shot 40% from deep last season for the first time in your career. Now you're probably surrounded with the best spacing you've ever had in your basketball career. How do you see your game growing alongside, some of these other sharpshooters like yourself?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, just everyone being able to space the floor, I think it's great. I think it makes it easier for everybody. And yeah, just excited to play with this group. The pace and everything, I think it'll be great for me. Yeah.
Hey, Caleb. Welcome to Atlanta.
Appreciate it.
Are you aware of a particular stat about your game?
Yeah.
You are at 6'8", right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you think we could see a dunk this year?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. Appreciate you guys.
with that situation with Houston where you were a restricted free agent with them and then you came over here, I'm just curious, what was that?
Houston? No, I was not with
Oh,
Houston.
sorry. Just curious, what was it like for you to find out that you were going to come here?
I mean, it felt good, to be honest. Talked to the coach, talked to the general manager, talked to a couple of my new teammates, and I mean, it was fun. You know, I came in town, spent a little bit of time with them, worked out with them, and you know, I felt a good vibe, and you know, everybody showed me they wanted me, and yeah, it was a very easy decision.
Hey, Charles. There were reports over here.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. There were reports that there was a Serbian ball club interested in you coming over playing overseas this upcoming season. Is there any truth to that? Was there ever any consideration of leaving the NBA?
Nah, man, definitely not. It was always the NBA for me. There was no overseas or nothing. You know, it was. I mean, they might be interested. I don't know nothing about that, but it was definitely staying in the league for me. Yeah, that was my decision.
So Charles, in San Antonio, you played with Victor Wembanyama. Now coming to Atlanta, you play with Kristaps Porzingis. As a center, what can you take from those guys who have been, I know Victor only 2 years, but already established himself as one of the best rim protectors in Kristaps Porzingis over the past few years as well?
It's just it's just competing. Competing against those guys, makes you better. And yeah, just seeing what those guys do in practice and going against them and stuff like that, it just makes you better and makes you be one of the best defensive side of your game, get better. And it's just good going against those guys in practice, because when it gets to the game, it gets a little bit easier. But yeah, it's fun, man. Just going at those guys, and obviously it's gonna be a good couple of days in practices and stuff like that. So we're going at it. Thank you. Yep.
No, I got nervous. Getting nervous.
Hey man, welcome to Atlanta. So I'm curious on how you think about your potential fit with Trae. You're an awesome above the rim finisher, great rim protector. What are your thoughts about just playing next to one of the best lob passers in the game?
I feel great. That's something I haven't had in a really long time. So I'm excited. As soon as I heard I'm coming here, and then, I was excited to be here, and then plus being Trae Young is even better. So glad to be here.
Welcome to Atlanta.
Thank you.
Just wondering, what are your first impressions of the team? I know you guys have kind of been in and out of the gym. I'm not sure if you were one of them that's been in and out of the gym this past week, but what are your impressions of your teammates, and do you have any relationships with any of them prior to joining the team?
Yeah, since the first did I step in the gym here and it's feel great. You know, everybody wanna win, and you know, the connection is the connection is great since the first day, and then the work ethic is there. So I think it's gonna be a really exciting year for us. Yeah, thanks.
Did you have any familiarity with Trae prior to coming over here to Atlanta? I know you guys both participated on the MoKen Elite AU circuit and all that good stuff. Did you have any familiarity with him from that particular time? I mean, obviously you guys didn't play on that same team, but
Yeah.
within that community of MoKen?
Yeah, it's the same thing. I heard about him when I was playing there. I heard about him like every single practice. So when I was there, we have like a guard like kind of play the same, but it's choice on him. So you know, it was similar, I guess.
I saw you were at a few Dream games this season. I guess what was your experience?
Dream?
Atlanta Dream?
Oh yeah. Oh my bad. I was confused for a second. I was like, what? Yeah, it was great. You know, it was one of my best friend. She played for the Dream, and then I had to go support, and I really like it. That was my first time being there.
Can I ask who your best friend?
Huh?
Your best friend?
Yeah.
Who, you said she plays for the Dream?
Yeah.
I said who?
She got Kone. She from Mali though.
Oh, okay.
No, not like that. But yeah, she from Mali, and then you know we know each other for a little longer, so it was great. Yes. Thank you.
Hey, how's it going? First of all, welcome to Atlanta. I want to know what that post-draft process was like, because it was literally right after the second round concluded. It was announced that you were going to be signing a deal with Atlanta. What was it like getting that call from Atlanta, and then just getting here, and what's your experience with that?
For me, he's an opportunity for the coming on the Atlanta and improve in every aspect. And yeah, you have a young player here, so he's the opportunity for play, for improving, for working hard, and yeah.
In Summer League, we got to see you play one game, and then you went down with an injury. During that Summer League experience, your team played pretty well. Was there anything besides that one game you were able to take out of that?
Yeah, so for me, the Summer League, I'm playing one game, so it's difficult for me. I'm injured, so yeah. I'm back for play for the national team, and so yeah, for me, it's good. It's the most important for play, for everything, every game, and yeah, for me, it's good.
Ellie right here. So, did your former teammate who played on the Hawks, Bruno Fernando, give you some tips or like a scouting report on the city of Atlanta? I'm curious to know.
Yeah, so Bruno is my guy. In Madrid, he tell me every day in Atlanta, the good city and the good personality of and the team. He helping me. So yeah, Bruno, he tell me every day for the Atlanta and play here in the city and everything here. So yeah, he's my guy. I love Bruno. Thank you.
Nickeil, welcome to Atlanta, man. What went into your decision overall to come down here and join the Hawks?
Thank you. And honestly, had a few good talks with Trae, thinking about it, sitting down with my agents, some prayers. All in all, I felt like the situation at hand with the trade that they made for KP, T-Man had left, and so I looked at it as there was room in my role where I could come in, be a defender when Trae needs one, come in and kind of run the show, get guys involved, playmaker, on ball, off ball. Versatility has been my thing, but also wanting to be in an area where I can contribute to winning and grow in a role where as a player I can have more opportunity on and off the ball, defensively and offensively as well, to be a leader on both sides, and felt like Atlanta just kind of ticked every box for me.
Hey, Nickeil. Ante talked a bit on Friday about development and mentioned you as a guy that had the opportunity to grow and develop. You touched on some of the things you saw could help your game grow, but how do you hope that pairing up with Quinn Snyder again can maybe unlock some more tools that maybe you didn't even know were in your bag?
I think for me it's exciting just because I know the type of basketball mind that Quinn is. And he's very, very dedicated to his craft, and he's always trying to find a way to improve. And you can't really perfect basketball. And so that's an amazing thing to have from a coach where he's always trying to better himself in some way, offensively, defensively, trying to find ways to compete and win. And myself being eager to grow, to learn, embracing the process of, for me to try to perfect my craft, there's going to be things along the way I can take and learn. And so the fact that Quinn's always essentially one step ahead in that, and as a coach creating systems with the talent that he has and the group that we have, for him to find ways to implement me, for me to continue to grow in my weaknesses so that it makes it easier on him and everybody else.
Nickeil, welcome to Atlanta. I know you obviously were coming from Minnesota where you played with Anthony Edwards, who's went to Georgia, went to high school here in Atlanta. I'm wondering if you talked to him at all about what to expect here in the city and what he's told you about the culture here in Atlanta.
Atlanta, a little bit. You know, he said I was going to love it when he was very happy for me, and everybody in Minnesota was. They spoke highly of the city. I went to high school in Chattanooga, so I'm fairly familiar with the area, so to speak. And I was just excited, all in all. Since being here, the food, the weather, I'm enjoying it.
Nickeil, right here. You're joining a team with a runner-up Defensive Player of the Year in Dyson Daniels. Do you think playing alongside him can help push you to even become a better defender than you already are?
100%. I mean, at Dyson's young age, and we've seen what opportunity can do for him and how he flourished with that opportunity. For me, I can learn from anybody. And with the success he's had defensively and some of the instincts that he has in terms of just getting steals, for me, I pride myself in just on-ball defense, getting stops and making things difficult. Dyson is able to turn people over at a high level and a high rate, and that's something I could definitely add to my game. Whether that's blocking shots, reading things, you know, the way he sees it, his approach to defense, I respect it.
Hey, Nickeil, you're coming from a team, of course, that made the Western Conference Finals 2 years in a row. What are some things that I guess you can take from that experience and bring to the Hawks?
Just understanding in the 2 years that we made it, it was two different seasons. One where we got off hot, we stayed hot, and we were able to continue that momentum into the playoffs. One where we had to figure it out with the trade and new roles and having a new dynamic of a team, but we stuck together, figured it out at the right time. I think we finished the season at like 17-4, and then we were able to avoid the play-in, and then we got it going. Before OKC, we were like 8-2, and so when you look at that, that's what, 25-6, to get into the conference final. So we were able to kind of figure that out. For me, the one thing that I've learned from that is there's always a way to get to success. And you can start hot, you can figure it out. But the one thing that I learned is everyone bought in, committed to each other, and playing a role when we needed it. Stars were stars, role players were role players. And everyone had a common goal in mind. And I think that connectivity within the team and with the tools that we have and that we went out and did in this off season, as long as we stay healthy and as long as everyone has the same common goal in mind, I think that'll help us.
Nickeil, similar to Dyson when he first came in last year, there was a lot of talk about him on the defensive side of the ball. And then we got some chance to see him do some things that were kind of unexpected on the offensive side. What are some of the things that you maybe have within your offensive bag that you maybe didn't get a chance to show when you were in Minnesota that you hope to be able to show here in Atlanta? Forgive me for the two-part question. I guess the second part is that do you have any familiarity from some of your playing time growing up with anybody on this particular roster?
Well, to the first part, for me, my goal is to be as complete of a basketball player as I can be. And I've been working a lot on the areas I can improve in. Shooting off the move, off the bounce, not just becoming a corner specialist, so to speak, getting into the paint, making the right reads when I get there. For me, the issue wasn't getting to the paint. James White and I, for the past 2 years in Minnesota, we had set a game plan and a focus to become a better finisher, mid-range guy, and I was able to do that. But there's areas I can still improve, and I've just been owning in on those things and becoming a 3-level scorer for me. It's something I've done growing up all throughout high school, and for me, playing defense was a way to survive. And now the world sees me as a great defender, but I feel like I'm a complete basketball player, and not perfect, but I got ways to grow and to learn, and I'm embracing that. And secondly, it's funny you mentioned that. I played against Trae. I want to say it was the FIBA Americas in Chile or something. And from high school, being in the same class as him, seeing the trajectory he had, and for myself to the trajectory I was on at that time, and then just our careers just played out differently. But I think the continuity of knowing that Trae's always been a guy who can go get you 30 and 10, 25 and 10, whatever it is. And so, playing with guys like Shea growing up, having to play on and off the ball, that's something I'm familiar with.
Nickeil back here again. Very different roster than a year ago for this Atlanta Hawks team with all the new additions. Seems like an improved roster. What do you think are fair expectations for this team to have, with it being a young team, but also a team with some championship-level experience?
I think what's fair is to come out to compete every night, to focus on one day at a time. I think what makes the expectation and goals attainable is just going to be the approach that we have. I think everyone's focused on individually and collectively getting better. So as long as we stay along those lines, you kind of stumble into success because you're living a life that leads you to it. When I look at how I got here, it was from working hard, staying faithful, staying true to the grind through the ups and downs, and then eventually it pays off. And so for us to focus on where we want to get to and actually obtaining those things, and whatever the city may feel because we got a different roster and a lot of great guys on the team, I think we got to block out all the noise and take it one day at a time. You look too far ahead, you trip. You look too far back, you walk into something. So it's just about what's in front of us. What do we have to do, and use those lessons of what's at hand to get better.
Hey, Nickeil, you spoke a little bit about being able to toggle on and off the ball when you're on offense, and you'll be part of a committee, especially when Trae's off the floor, whether it's Luke Kennard, Dyson, even Jalen Johnson handling the ball. How comfortable do you feel operating in that sort of system, especially because you were sort of the de facto backup point guard for Minnesota, especially in the playoffs?
Yeah, for sure. And even guys like Vit and Keaton, just what they do. And getting to see Vit when he was in Minnesota's training camp before he got injured. But honestly, playing with these guys as well since I've been back has helped. But I'm excited just because I feel like we have versatility within our lineups as well, to where we can mix it up in a lot of different ways and have multiple points of attack. And you look at teams that were successful and made it to the finals, each team had multiple points of attack. OKC, Indiana, and from one thing I've learned, back to his question, from just the past 2 years, was you're gonna need depth to make runs in the playoffs. And those 2 years with Minnesota, we had tremendous depth, and that helped. And so for us, is to utilize all of the weapons that we have and to find a way to utilize it where everybody can be their best selves together. Thank you. That was Nickeil's phone.
Hey, so we talked to you after you were drafted, obviously the excitement of that moment. What do you feel you've been able to work on so far in the summer and kind of prepare as you get ready for your first season?
Yeah, I think from summer league to now, it's just really been, focusing in on my three-point shot. I put on the size, gained some weight over the past couple of weeks, just being in the weight room and, eating the great food that the chefs got. They got us good in the practice facility and everything, but really just understanding the game, understanding the offense, getting in with the coaching staff, seeing what I need to do to get on the floor. It's going to be defense, reading closeouts, being able to finish plays that, Trae and, other guys can, create, and just different stuff that, I can help and, bring to this program.
Hey, Asa, Coach talked about being impressed with how much you've improved in such a short amount of time. Maybe what in your past has helped you kind of be a person that can process feedback quickly and implement it quickly?
Yeah, I just think that's how I was raised, just from my family, and going throughout the whole, just AAU. You playing so many games, so much film can be watched, but it's just my circle has been super small, and the guys who I trust, they've really implemented that on me.
Hey, so we saw you in Athens with Trae at the Georgia-Alabama game. Were you able to link up with Trae earlier to do any kind of workouts or anything like that?
No, not yet, but I'm looking forward to do that.
Hey, so first of all, go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
Second of all, so at Georgia, you played a lot of center. Even in Summer League, the first game, we saw you play center, but we also saw a good bit of action at the power forward. What do you view yourself more as long-term?
Yeah, I mean, that's the beauty of the game, is positionless. So I wouldn't, put a hard position on me. It's just, seeing what matchups I got and seeing the players who are with me on the floor. So, I mean, a hard name would be a power forward for sure.
So basically, I went to Tech, so I'm not going to speak on that. But I'm really impressed with the offensive rebounding, like one of the highest rates of any prospect in recent history, and that translated in Summer League. Where did that motor come from? Where did your feel for sort of like understanding where the ball's going to rebound to? And can you think you'll see that translate into the NBA as a rookie?
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of big bodies on the floor. But where I got it from was just from my brother, just seeing, like his work ethic is just like, it's always 110%. Even, watching him, I was at practice with the Dogs this past Saturday, and just seeing him, continue to, be who he is just the motor. But I just feel like I have a knack for that. Just watching the ball come off the rim and, being so quick I'm not overly strong, but I just gotta play to my strengths.
Forgive me for the two-part question. The first one being, who is the player that you're probably the most excited to taking the floor or sharing the floor with in the NBA? And then let me just ask that question first.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, growing up, I was a Hawks fan. Over the years, Trae Young has been, going crazy in the city. So just playing with him, being able to, help finish plays, catching lobs from him.
What is the best piece of advice from maybe a current or a former player that you have received, and who was that?
Yeah, so, Toppin, he's been, with me in the summer league. And also, him and I have a really strong bond on the team. And, it can be whatever, but he's always just, giving me advice, telling me how, holding my follow through on my shot, or, Nickeil this past summer, we did a little mini camp in Toronto, and, I was just studying his routine. He was telling us at dinner, and, just get into the gym early, doing your work. But that's what I'm trying to figure out my first year, is what my routine is going to be, because I got all this free time. I don't have to do schoolwork anymore. Don't tell my mom that, but yeah, that's just me, my routine. Just figure out what my routine is going to be, keep your circle small, and just stay in the gym, take care of your body.
Asa, right here. What's something you learned about yourself over the summer league that you might not have learned about yourself playing at Georgia?
I feel like I've always kind of known myself. I always felt like I have a good understanding, but honestly, it was just like the spacing is way different. I'll just say that, in the aspect of, in college you can have the defense. They're all compacted in. They can sit in the paint. So there's a bunch more. There's different holes in the defense that I can attack. I appreciate y'all.
There we go. I'm gonna be sick if that whole time I was muted, but I appreciate you. I don't think I was muted that whole time. but I appreciate you, Zay. Zay too true. But yeah, man, it was pretty good media day for the Atlanta Hawks. Like I said, we started off with Coach Quinn and got to the players. So basic stuff. They asked Coach Quinn about Trae, what it's gonna look like for him this year. Asked about KP, all the new additions. So yeah, appreciate you, Zay. But yeah, it's gonna be a good year, man. I think all the players, again, man, media day for the players, I think it's pretty generic, man. You're not really gonna get much out of them. But I think the funniest moment is when Trae asked the whoever asked the question to Trae, he said, "Who? Pat who? Pat who?" That was funny, man. That was funny because we not addressing nothing that Pat Bev got to say. We don't care. We don't care. So, so yeah, man, that was a pretty interesting media day. I mean, not gonna get much. It was good to see the new faces in the Hawks uniform. I mean, it's just a good thing, man. Basketball is back, man. Basketball is back. So we don't gotta wait for it no more, man. It is upon us. So a lot of interesting storylines to look at for Atlanta's sake. We got Kristaps Porzingis, Nickeil, Luke Kennard, all the new faces, and to see how they impact the team. A lot of the players were reiterating that health is going to be the most important, like, key factor this year, which is true, man. Last year, I think it was I think the key factor. I think if Jalen don't go down, I think a lot of people are learning who Atlanta is as a basketball team. If that doesn't happen, because everybody found out about Dyson, everybody gonna find out about Jalen this year. Um, so I think it's gonna be exciting, man. What's happening, Ray? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? That's crazy. The entire time. Oh well, I wasn't even really talking that much. Wasn't really giving too much input. Them interviews were back to back, so I didn't even really get to talk too much. So I wasn't really talking too much throughout them interviews anyway. Wasn't really too much time to react in between them, so I ain't even stressed about that. But y'all hear me now. Y'all hear me now. Yo, 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 yo. What's up, Ray? I appreciate you, love. And Zay, appreciate you letting me know, bro. But yeah, man, Atlanta's going to surprise some people. I really do believe so. I think Atlanta's going to surprise some people. Um, the new additions I think are cool. But I think Atlanta's already had a good team. Obviously, I don't think they've been a championship team, but I think they've already had a good roster. I think, just gotta iron some things out. And this offseason they ironed them out. So it'll be exciting to see who starts for Atlanta this year, who's gonna be the 1 through 5. Um, is it gonna be Kristaps or is it gonna be Onyeka? Who's gonna be getting a bulk of those minutes? See what steps Risacher has taken. I think I'm excited for that. His Euro League, or Euro Basket, excuse me, Euro Basket, was kind of cut short. I think it was not really his doing. I think the coach just wanted other people to play. Yeah, man, I think so too. I think the Atlanta Hawks gonna surprise some folks if that's your team. But yeah, man, I think Atlanta's gonna surprise some folks this year, for sure. Not just off the Kristaps Porzingis. I think that'll be the biggest addition. But I think having someone like Nickeil in the locker room is gonna be really impactful. We do have a bunch of young guys. We are the third youngest team in the league. So you need that veteran leadership or just that maturity to say, hey man, just focus on the game, bro. Just focus on this. Don't focus on that. And, teaching the young guys what's important and what isn't early on, I think is probably I would think is clutch, like for a young player. So a young player don't really get like distorted and like get caught up in some shit that don't matter. So that's what I'm saying, bro. Keep sleeping. Tell them, bro, keep sleeping because I think it's gonna get dangerous, bro. Especially, all right. So last year, I thought we were just as good as the Pistons. I thought we were just as good as the Pistons. And with health not being on our side, it didn't look that way per se. I mean, granted, we were the 7 seed, just, we could have fought with them, jockey with them for positioning, but obviously we didn't have our second best player on the floor, and that being Jalen Johnson. And that impacts a lot. If y'all know, y'all know. So I don't gotta explain it to y'all. What's understood don't need to be explained. So with that being said, I think this year we're gonna like everybody in the chat saying, man, we're gonna surprise some folks. They are going to surprise some folks. I'm trying not to say we, but I mean I feel like as fans we're entitled to the we. I mean, obviously we not out there playing. Obviously we don't gotta be stupid about it, but bruh, I am a part of this franchise too. I'm a fan, nigga. I'm a fan. And I can say we. I don't give a fuck. We. Obviously, I didn't put no work, bro. I'm cheering y'all niggas on. I'm defending y'all niggas off the court. I'm a fan, bro. I'm a part of the organization. What can I say? It's all good. I'm delusional. Hey, man, everybody got to be a little bit delusional, bro. They had everybody, I bet 30 people, 30 folks today. And if everybody's media today is today, said they want to win the championship in some form. And we all know not everybody can win. So everybody got to be a little delusional at first. So, and then the realism can all come after the season starts. So let me have my delusions right now. Atlanta's going to go to the top next year, man. 2026 champs. I hope y'all ready to link up for that parade that's going down Peachtree in summertime next year. So I hope y'all ready. We'll pull up there. We'll pull up there for sure. I see y'all kin folk out there for sure. We gonna have to plan that. We're gonna have to plan that for sure. But yeah, man, I'm excited. Not just for the additions, but I think Atlanta has a good chance to show improve. East is gonna be a little banged up. Celtics, um, no Pacers. Cavs are probably gonna hold it down. You got the Bucks still in question, and yeah, I mean I didn't even mention the Knickerbockers. The Knickerbockers. That's crazy, bro. We ain't even worried about the Knicks, dog. Fuck them. Fuck them. We not even worried about the Knicks, bro. That's little bro. That's little bro, honestly. That's little bro in them up in New York. So I think the East. I'm not gonna say cakewalk, but I think Boston might come back at the end of the year, surprise some folks, unless they just shut everybody down and just blow it up. But I think they might surprise some folks. Same with Milwaukee. But I think they have a chance to just shit the bed as well. So that one is real 50-50 because if anything goes wrong with Giannis, bro, their season's down the toilet. So but yeah, man, enough about the rest of the East. But I really have faith in Atlanta this year. Um, I mean, when don't I? Whether it's but this year is backed up though. This year my claims just aren't baseless and just aren't off faith, man. We got something to look forward to. So preseason coming up soon. Make sure to follow and subscribe. Tap into the Open Gym or whatever platform it is. To be tuned into the Open Gym stream. We're gonna be trying to go 82 this year, but I already know I'm finna go to a couple games. So I'm finna be pulling up to State Farm this year. But we are going to be here for I would say at least 75 plus, man. 75 to 80 games, I'll say. So aside from a couple here and there. So if you haven't, it's never too late, man. Never too late to follow or subscribe to Open Gym. I greatly appreciate everybody who pulled up this little impromptu little Open Gym stream. We got the Hawks Media Day. We got full interviews, some reactions. If I'm not muted throughout the whole thing, but if I am, oh well, bro. We got the reactions up. So I wasn't really saying nothing in between them. So I was just trying to let them talk, man. I wasn't really trying to speak over them. So, but yeah, man. Again, I appreciate everybody. I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of my day going. Um, Start knocking some stuff out again. So, but yeah, man, I appreciate everybody. Y'all take care. Again, follow, subscribe, whatever platform you're on, whatever way it is to be tuned in and tap into the next Open Gym stream. Again, basketball season is upon us, y'all. We gonna be back in here frequently, almost every Hawks game, all that stuff. Probably more NBA games this year, so make sure to tap in, and we'll be live in the Open Gym, man. I hope to see y'all there. Y'all take care. I hope y'all Monday is fantastic. Hey, man, basketball is back. So you already know that we're having fun with it. But all right, y'all. Y'all have a great day. I'll see y'all tonight. We will be streaming back in the Open Gym. Probably some 2K runs with the homies, some Open Gym crew runs. So we'll be back. I'll see y'all tonight. Then if y'all check back in on YouTube and Twitch, probably won't be on playback for the streaming like games. So we'll be on Twitch and playback, OpenGymTv. I'll see y'all later.